Welcome to another edition of Business Mondays with me, Tumaole Mushauri. This is your one go-to stop shop for everything business related, particularly in this region of the world where we are, which is, of course, the Northeastern Free State, particularly the Maluti Apofung district. Now, I'm joined by Maluti Apofung Special Economic Zone Investment Promotions Manager, who is Maphoka Setai. Welcome to Business Window, and of course, Business Mondays. It's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much. We are honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And why is this economic zone so important? This is what this conversation is going to be about. So let's start right from the beginning, ma'am. My first question to you is: when was the Maluti Apofung Special Economic Zone established, and what was the intended purpose?
Okay, thank you so much. I think maybe to answer that question, it might be beneficial for me to give sort of like an outline or a broader history of the SEZ program. The SEZ program was started in 2012, spearheaded by the Department of Trade and Industry. The aim there was to improve on the Industrial Development Zone program that had been in place from around 1994. So there are some industrial zones that was active at the time, and Maluti Apofung SEZ is one of them. It was previously called Industry. Then in 2012, there was a move then to move our industrial zone to the special economic zone. So we were then designated as a special economic zone in 2012. The SEZ was designated as a special economic zone in 2012 by the Department of Trade and Industry, and then we were granted an operator permit in 2015. Basically, that's just saying we can now officially operate as a special economic zone. And then we were gazetted as an SEZ in 2017. These are just big words to say it was officially published in 2017 that we're a special economic zone, and then we were gazetted for tax incentives in 2018. Basically, that just says that we can start officially offering tax incentives to investors operating in the park.
Wow, wonderful. It seems like there's quite a lot that this park is envisaged about growing the local economy. But this zone boasts over 1,000 hectares of prime development and agriculture land. This is geared at economic upliftment of the region. So what is the vision of ensuring that these benefits reach out to surrounding communities and create sustainable economic growth and activity?
I think the key idea behind the special economic zone is to ignite manufacturing in the region, and not just in the region, for the Free State as a whole. And we also are looking at bringing in foreign direct investment. So the whole aim of bringing in the investment and encouraging manufacturing is to create jobs in the region. So the benefits that are to be gained by the locals around here are job creation, but also the improvement of local businesses as well through beneficiation from investors that are operating in the park. Yeah, am I answering you?
No, you definitely are. Definitely are. I mean, you're giving us an overview of what the vision is and how they benefit the local, macro economy, which is very important. But this is something that's very, very interesting for me. This special economic zone is earmarked as an inland port. I mean, this is the first time I hear about this. When you think about ports, you think about all the great ports we have in the southern tip of Africa, including, of course, in KwaZulu-Natal, in the Eastern Cape at Port Elizabeth, and, of course, in the Western Cape. So tell us more about what an inland port is all about, because land is soil, grass, and, of course, mountains in this region. How can it be a port?
A lot of the time when people think about the port, they think about the ports that we have at the sea, and that's also because goods are ferried from international places via the sea. But as an inland port, what we are trying to do is bring some of the goods from the ports that are on the periphery of the country and bring them into the inland to sort of create ease of access for businesses that are operating inland. So sometimes you find that businesses have goods coming in from Durban, for example, and they have to have transportation going all the way to Durban to pick them up so that they can sell them inside the country.
Right.
So with an inland port, we are shortening not only the turnaround time, but also making it easier on the pocket of the company, so that they maybe come in via train and then they can come pick them up over here and then they go to their designated areas. So basically an inland port aims to create ease of business for companies operating within the SEZ, so that they not only save money, but we lessen the turnaround time for them receiving the goods that they use for business.
All right.
Yeah.
And so the next question is, why should someone with entrepreneurial ambitions from the surrounding region and perhaps even beyond, because with an inland port you might have those who are in export import from the region, why would they be interested in choosing the Maluku Pofung Special Economic Zone as their preferred location of operation or sourcing material?
So the SEZ offers a set of incentives that have been packaged or put together by the Department of Trade and Industry together with the South African Revenue Service, which is SARS. These incentives are made specifically to bring in companies that are international and local, in order to ensure that there are rebates on their operations, to make it worthwhile for them to be within the SEZ. So firstly, it's the incentives that we offer. Secondly, we've got a lot of land as the SEZ. So if you want to rent land or you want to rent a factory, those are available here at the SEZ. And because we are an SEZ that's still in the development phase, we do have rates or rental rates that are still very they're attractive. If you were to go to another SEZ, you might find that it's a little more expensive to operate there. But because we are still in the development phase, one of the opportunities is that you are coming, you've got a first in advantage where things are still quite easy for you to operate and to gain access. And then we have got a community around us which is full of young people who are very ready to be employed. So you will not struggle in terms of getting human capital. And yeah, we are right at the center of the Free State. It's easy for you to get to Johannesburg from the SEZ. It's easy for you to get to Durban, even Cape Town and Bloemfontein. We're just at the center. So we are primarily located for any investor that wants to do business in manufacturing, and we also welcome investors in warehousing as well.
Wonderful. And investors, what kind of milestones or what kind of boxes do they need to tick to ensure that they qualify for all these benefits that you have just listed?
Oh, good. That's actually a really good question. So the SEZ has sectors. These sectors is basically sectors within which companies or businesses must operate for them to be able to be located in the SEZ. So I'll just name a few: agro processing, pharmaceuticals. There's general processing as well. That's where if we can't really categorize you in the others, you'll fall under general. You have to firstly be a South African registered company. You have to be a company that's operating in manufacturing, even if it's the assembling of components. That's key. If you are a company that's manufacturing, you're able to then gain or benefit from the tax incentives. If you're warehousing, unfortunately, companies that are just warehousing, there aren't any incentives for you, because the whole aim here is to manufacture. But if you're warehousing, you'll still get the nominal rates. Our rates are not bad, so that's also a good a good incentive for you to come in. So you must be a South African company, you must be either manufacturing or warehousing, and you must have funding for you to be able to pay the rent, to pay rent. So there's two key funding that we're looking for. You must have funding to pay rent and funding also for your machinery. So if you've got capital funding, which we call CAPEX, and OPEX funding, which we call operational funding, it's perfect. But at the same time, if you don't have funding, we are affiliated with certain stakeholders that we can bring you in touch with, who may be able to assist you with funding. If you've got a business plan that is sound and you've got confidence in it, we can take you with your business plan, take you to our stakeholders and try get you funding. And then a final thing, have customers for the goods that you are going to be manufacturing.
Yeah.
So if whether you're manufacturing, I don't know, maybe you're manufacturing air conditioners, have customers that you're selling them to, because at the same time we don't want you here manufacturing air conditioners, and then you have no one
You have nowhere to go.
sell them to, because then it's unfair not only on you, but also on the funders that would have funded you. So have customers, but at the same time, if you're ticking all of the other boxes and you don't have customers, that's a big you've got difficulty entering the market. Come to us, bring what you have. Let's try and match you with stakeholders that might be able to assist you to gain access to the market.
Very important.
Yeah.
So that's just really giving us an overview of what the operations and what the mandate of this very important economic hub and economic institution, which is geared at, of course, empowering those within the surrounding region, is all about. But before I close off, I'd like to off ramp of this conversation, more away from the operational side of things, but to introduce who Maphoka Setai is all about and who she is, where you're from, how do you get into this particular sector, and what drives you to make sure that you make a difference?
Okay. Well, I'm Maphoka Setai. I'm a native of the Free State Province. I did my undergraduate at Rhodes University in the Eastern Cape. After that, I went on to the University of South Africa. I also had a stint at the University of the Free State, where I obtained another qualification, and most recently I graduated or obtained a qualification with the University of KZN. My qualification was in such a way that it ended up leading me into this kind of sector,
Right.
not only government but economic development, because I have got a history in this kind of stream. So one thing that's led me to this kind of job, or this kind of industry, is the impact that one can have on the community. Especially my job as someone who brings in investments, I get an opportunity to have a direct view of the impact that having one investor can do for more than 10 families.
Right.
If one investor comes in and they create 100 jobs, that's more than 10 families affected. You know, it's a job for the head of the house, it's schools for the children, it's higher education for the children, it's development for the community as a whole. So I think one thing that led me here is my passion to be able to have an impact on the community and society as a whole.
Well, wonderful, and we hope that that passion can burn long and fierce, and you continue with the great work that you're doing. Thank you very much for giving us your time and sharing your insights right here on the Business Window magazine. Remember, as always, click like, click subscribe, and stay tuned for more groundbreaking content unveiling exactly what is being done and what needs to be done to ensure that business development, business growth, and of course, business development here in the Free State and beyond is per or on par. It has been another episode of Business Window Mondays with me, Tumalo Mushlaudi. Until next time, adios.